Good evening, friends. I am Srinivas Chaudhary, Faculty of Numerical Ability at AS Engineering Academy. Today I would be dealing with the part of numerical ability as a part of score booster series, and we will be dealing with the questions that are related to numerical answer type and MSQs. As far as numerical ability part is concerned, the questions that would be coming from the part of MSQs like multiple solution questions are very rare. We have not seen multiple solution questions till date in GATE, I can say. But the only scope of they giving multiple solution questions is from reasoning. From quant part, the chances of getting multiple solution questions is very rare, right? Numerical answer type questions we can expect. So let us see some questions of GATE and what are the important areas that we need to focus at this point of time. At this point of time, like as we don't have more than 50 days now, we are having around 50 days. So you have to focus on those areas which will fetch you some score and which will not waste your time. So we will be focusing on those areas that you need to focus on, and some questions of GATE which can be easily solved also. Going ahead with the numerical ability part over here. The first area from which we can expect the multiple solution questions is blood relations. In blood relations, there is a scope of getting multiple solution questions. I will show you how. Now going ahead with, this is a problem that is related to blood relations, but coded blood relations I can say. So what is this coded blood relations? Here the relations will be given in the codes, so the relations will be mentioned with the help of codes over here. So you just have to decode the relations. Based on that you need to go for solving the problem, right? So going ahead with now, it is given that m star n means m is the daughter of n. So m star n means m is the daughter of n. So I can say that m star n is m is the daughter of n. M star n means m is the daughter of n. Ensure that you are writing it like this. M is the daughter of n. Next, m plus n means m is the father of n. M plus n means m is the father of n. M plus n means m is the father of n. So m is the father, m is a male parent of n. Next, m percent n means m is the mother of n. M percent n means m is the mother of n. M is a female parent of n. Next, m minus n means m is the brother of n. M minus n means m is the brother of n. M minus n means m is the brother of n. M minus n means m is the brother of n. These are the relations that are given. M minus n means m is the brother of n. M is a male sibling of n. This is what we know. Now the question over here is, which of the following means, which of the following indicates that P is mother-in-law of K. P is mother-in-law. We know that P is mother-in-law. Mother-in-law means the gender of P has to be female. That is a hint we got. So which of the following, in which of the following given options P is the mother-in-law of K means, first of all P should be a female. Wherever P is not a female, eliminate those options. So now going ahead with P here, P plus Q. In P plus Q, P is the father of Q. So P is a male over here. In option A, P is a male. I can strike off this. Here also P plus Q means P is father of Q. Here also P is a male. I can strike off that. Now I am left with two options now. It is either C or D. P percent Q means P is the mother of Q. P is the mother of Q means P is a female. Here also P percent Q means P is the mother of Q. So here also P is a mother. That means in both the cases P is a female, I can say. P is a female. As P is a female over here, there is a chance that either C or D can be my answer. Now I need to verify only C and D, don't test A and B further. Now going ahead with C. P percent Q. P percent Q means P is the mother of Q. Let me draw that. So option C I am trying. P percent Q means P is the mother of Q. P is the mother of Q. Q plus R, Q plus R, Q plus R means continue. Q plus R means Q is the father of R. You imagine Q here, R here. Q is the father of R. Hence I can say that Q is the father of R. Q is the father of R. Next, R minus T. R minus T. R minus T means R is the brother of T. R is the brother of T. R is the brother of T means R and T are the children of Q, I can say. R is the brother of T. R is a brother of T. Right? Now, going ahead further. T star K. What is T star K? T is the daughter of K. T star K means T is the daughter of K. T is the daughter of K. T is the daughter of K means T is the daughter, female I know, of K. As T is the daughter of Q already, if T is the daughter of K also, K has to be the wife of Q. K has to be the wife of Q. Here I can now say that P, how is P related to K? K's husband's mother. Husband's mother is nothing but mother-in-law. Hence I can say that P is the mother-in-law of K. That is working for option C. For option C it is working. Let me verify for D also. Let's go for D. P percent Q means again P is the mother of Q. P percent Q means P is the mother of Q. Next, Q minus R. Q minus R. Q minus R means Q is the brother of R. Q is the brother of R. So Q is the brother of R means Q and R are siblings. Q is the brother of R. Next, R plus T. What is R plus T? R is the father of T. R is the father of T. R is the father of T. T star K means T star K. T star K means T is the daughter of K. T is the daughter of K. If T is the daughter of K, that K has to be the wife of R again. So in this case also, how is P related to K? Husband's mother. Husband's mother will be mother-in-law. For D also it is working. Hence your answer for this problem is both C as well as D. Both C as well as D. So it is a MSQ, multiple solution question, I can say. Right? Is that clear or any doubt in that? If there is any doubt, please say it in the comments so that I'll explain. No doubt? Can I move ahead? Chalo. Let's go ahead with the next one. The number of coins of rupees 1, rupees 5 and rupees 10 denominations that a person has are in the ratio 5:3:13. They have given the number of coins of these three varieties. Now the question over here is, of the total amount, the percentage of the money in 5 rupee coins is what? The percentage of the money in the form of 5 rupee coins is what? Out of the total money. Right? Going ahead with. There are three types of coins over here. 1 rupee coins, 5 rupee coins and 10 rupee coins. 1 rupee coin, what will be the amount? As I am having 5 coins of 1 rupee, 5 coins of 1 rupee each, amount in the form of 1 rupee would be 5. 5 coins of 1 rupee each. That is the amount I have in the form of 1 rupee coins. The amount I have in the form of 5 rupee coins is 5 rupee coins, number of coins are 3. So there are 3 coins of 5 rupees each. That is the amount in the form of 5 rupee coins. Coming to 10 rupee denominations, there are 13 10 rupee denominations over here. 13 coins are 13 notes. 13 coins are there, the worth of each coin is 10 rupees. This gives you the ratio of the amounts in the form of each coin. Now this is adding up to, this is giving you how much dear? 5:15:130. 5:15:130. What is the ratio over here? 1:3:26. 1:3:26. I am just cancelling it out. This is the ratio of the amounts in the form of 1 rupee, 5 rupee and 10 rupee coins. Ratio of the amounts in the form of these three varieties. 1 rupee coin, 1 rupee I have. In 5 rupee coins, the amount is corresponding to 3 parts. In 10 rupee coins, it is corresponding to 26 parts. The question over here is, this is what percent of the total amount. The total amount is corresponding to is what? 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 26 is adding up to 30. The total amount is 30. Out of that, the money in the form of 5 rupee coins is corresponding to 3 parts. That 3 parts is what percent of 30? 3 by 30 into 100, that gives you how much, dear? This is giving you 10%, because 10% of 30 will be 3. So this is 10% of 30, I can say. Hence your answer has to be 10%. That should be option C. That should be option C. Right. So to find the amount in the form of each coin, you need to multiply the number of coins with the value of each coin. That's what I did over here. In the form of 1 rupee coin, this is the amount I have. In the form of 5 rupee coins, this is the amount I have. In the form of 10 rupee coins, this is the amount I have. Right. Now going ahead with here. So this is giving you how much, dear? 5 rupees. This is 15 rupees. This is 130 rupees. Going ahead with the ratio, that is giving you the ratio of 1:3:26. Is that clear? This is a problem that was asked in GATE. So it's not that is difficult. So sometimes the concept you might have seen, like if the total amount is so and so, what is the number of 1 rupee coins, what is the number of 5 rupee coins, like that you might have seen in different exams. Here what they did, they gave the same concept without giving you the total amount, by giving you the ratio of the number of coins. They are just asking you for the amount in the form of these coins will be what percentage of the total amount. That's what they are asking you for. Right, dear? Hence your answer has to be option C. So whenever we talk about numerical answer type, it was given as MCQ only in GATE. Coming to numerical answer type questions, whenever they are giving you numerical answer type questions, they will always give you those questions which are having either number or letter as your answer. Number may be in decimal or maybe like integer. They will give you only those questions for numerical answer type. Say suppose you are having the answer for a particular problem as some expression like this, 8 by 81 into 10 to the power of n plus 6n minus 1, something like this you have as an answer. This type of questions will never be given as numerical answer, because you won't have the option to enter expressions through keyboard in the exam. That's the reason why they will be giving only those questions which will be having the answer as pure number or letter as answers. So for all numerical answer type questions, the answers will always be either pure numbers or letters or words only. They will never be expressions. Keep that in mind. So this question can also be asked like numerical answer type question if needed. Right? Chalo. Next one. Look at this one. This is one of the best questions I have seen in GATE. The question is very simple. Why many people felt that this is difficult? So this was classified as one of the most difficult problems because they did the calculations the way they are not supposed to do. What mistake they did, I'll tell you. How easy it would be, you will understand. If you are good at the concept called as mixtures and allegation, then this is the simplest problem I can say. This was given for 2 marks in GATE exam. Chalo. A certain country has 504 universities and 25,951 colleges. These are categorized into grades 1, 2 and 3 as shown in the given pie charts. So these are the pie charts that are given. So in universities, grade 1, grade 2, grade 1 31%, grade 2 62%, grade 3 7% are there. In colleges, the percentage is what? Grade 1 9%, grade 2 68%, grade 3 23% are there. That is the percentage of people, those are there in colleges. Here it is in universities, it is this value. Now the question is, what is the percentage correct to 1 decimal place of the higher education? 1% of the correct to decimal place of the higher education institutions, that is colleges and universities that fall into grade 3. So from university I am having grade 3 7%, from colleges I am having grade 3 is 23%. So out of colleges, out of universities I have 7% in grade 3, Out of colleges I have 23% in grade 3. Number of universities are what? 504. Number of colleges are what? 25,951. So what is the overall percentage? Means what is the mistake people did, I will tell you. Then I will tell you the strategy of attacking this problem. So out of 504 we have 7%. So out of 504 we are having 7%. 7% of 504, this is how people did. 7% of 504 are in grade 3 plus 23% of 25951 are in grade 3 divided by total is what? 504 plus 25,951. This is the fundamental mistake people did. Even though technically it is correct, strategically this is not recommended to do even with Calc, because with virtual calculator when you are going for solving this is not that easy. Even with Calc it is not that easy. Forget about doing manually. But in allegation and mixtures you might have studied. Out of a group you are having some percentage, out of another group you are having some other percentage. Let us say suppose out of 50 people 10% is there. Next, out of 80 people we are having, say suppose some 36%. So overall how much percent means this by this 50 plus 80 we do. Instead of we doing all this, I will tell you one simple trick over here. What is that simple trick? You just see. Out of this 50 I have 10%, out of this 80 I have 36%. Now going ahead with, let me show it in detail over here. So the method that I am supposed to do over here is out of 50, there are 10%. So there are 10% out of 50 plus 36% out of 80 by 50 plus 80 is what we generally do. But what I suggest you to do is don't go by that method. There is one best approach for it, that is by allegation trick. By allegation you keep in mind this percentage values are what? We are having one 10%, the other one is 36%. You simply go ahead with one is 10%, another one is 36%. On 50 there are 10%, on 80 I have 36%. Now just remember only one thing. Which percentage is more? This is more or this is more? If your answer is more, so this is 5:8 over here. This is 10%, this is 36%. I am having 10% on a small value and 36% on a bigger value. 36% on a bigger value. If that is so, remember your answer will be more nearer to whichever is the value that is having higher quantity. Your answer will be more nearer to that. So as this is something like 5 here, 8 over here, this is more in quantity, your answer will be more towards this side. More towards that side means, what is the middle of 10 and 36 you check. What is the middle of 10 and 36? 10, 36. Middle means average you take. 10 and 36 average is 23. As your answer is supposed to be more nearer to 36, your answer has to be more than 23%. Just remember that much, that's enough. Whichever is having higher quantity, answer will be more nearer to that. That point if you understand. Now I will calculate and show for practical purpose. This is 10% into 5 plus 36% into 8 by 8 plus 5 is how much, dear? 13. 8 plus 5 is 13. Now if you go ahead over here, this is 50%, this is 36 into 8. 36 into 8 will give you how much, dear? 288%. 50 plus 288 will give you how much? 50 plus 288 will give you 338% by 13. That will give you how much? 13 2s are 26, 13 7s, that is 27%, which is more than 23%. More than 23%. Now based on this observation, this I might have taught in class. Whenever we are going for taking overall average, always look at whichever is having more quantity. Your answer will be more nearer to that side. That's what we have discussed in the classes. The same idea you apply here. Now let me erase this part. Now going ahead with, we are having on this 504 we are having 7%. On 504 I am having 7%. And on 25,951 I am having how much percent? 23%. Now I can say that when I go for the ratio here, anyway out of these two values this is very big, this is very small. So your answer is very close, excuse me, your answer is very close to 23%. Very close to 23% means middle of 23 and 7, average of 23 and 7 is what? 30% by 2. 30% by 2 means 15%. Your answer is more than 15%. Look at the options. How many options are more than 15%? How many options are more than 15% I am saying? Your answer cannot be 15, it should be more than 15. And as I told you in class, overall average will always be between these two values. That cannot be more than this, that cannot be less than this. That cannot be more than these two, cannot be less than these two. If so, your answer cannot be more than 23. So your answer can't be this, can't be option D also. So in option D, what is given? 66.8% here. That is also not possible. Eliminated. So what is your answer then? 22.7%. Instead of doing this, people were struggling by taking percentage on this one. 7% of 504 they found by using Calc. 23% of 25,951 they have taken. They were struggling and then they classified this problem as what? One of the toughest. So it is not tough when your basics are strong. So focus on your basics first. If your basics are strong, there is no such thing called as difficult problem. Every problem becomes easy if you have proper basics. Right dear? So at this point of time, then what are the things I need to focus on, sir? This is what many people do have a doubt. Let me tell you, for you to excel in aptitude, especially numerical ability in GATE, the basic areas that you have to master are at this stage. Please be good at percentages. Please focus on your permutations and combinations. Next important thing is geometry and mensuration. Next thing that you should be good at is number system. These are the areas that you must be good at. Next concept that you should be good at is ratio. These 5 areas along with your data interpretation. Practice data interpretation only after practicing percentages, because your speed or logic in data interpretation purely depends on percentage knowledge. How strong you are in percentage, that quickly you can solve the problems in data interpretation. Don't expect wonders to happen overnight. Start practicing. You still have enough of time and scope to improvise your score. If you are focusing on these areas, there is a high chance of you getting good score in numerical ability part. Along with this, from reasoning part, the areas that you need to focus on are 1. Syllogism. Next, we say blood relations. Next, coding, decoding. Questions based on coding they are giving. So, and series also they are giving you the questions. Syllogism, blood relations, coding, decoding, series. Apart from this, you are supposed to be even good at some areas like seating arrangement or analytical puzzles, whatever you call it as seating arrangement. And distance and directions. Distance and directions from the concept of reasoning. Distance and directions. Last, Venn diagrams. So, while doing the previous year questions, you will come to know like how frequently the questions from these areas have been asked. I have given you 6 areas from numerical part, 5 plus, these are 5 plus data interpretation 6, and another 7 areas from reasoning part I am giving. If you are practicing these 13 concepts, 6 plus 7, this 13 in the rest of the time, what in the next 50 days, these topics along with your previous exam questions, that preparation is sufficient for you to score maximum marks in numerical ability. Right dear? Let us now go for seeing more problems from GATE. Right? Let us see now. Any doubts, you just please tell me. In quant you cannot identify MSQ. See, directly for questions in general, in quant you will be having only one answer. MSQs are possible when you are trying to find the roots of a quadratic equation. Say suppose while you are solving the problem, you may be getting a quadratic equation there. If you are trying to find that variable, there is a scope that you may be getting two answers for that. So likewise, whenever you are getting equations which are like quadratic equations or cubic equations while solving the problem, there is a scope of having multiple solutions for it. Right? But till date in numerical ability, we have not seen MSQs given in GATE. But maybe reasoning there is more scope, because maybe if you talk about reasoning, especially blood relations or so, in blood relations you may be having more than one answers, which I have already shown in the beginning, first example. Getting it? So there are only few areas where you can get MSQs. So while testing the options, test for more than one options also. If you, after reading the problem, if you feel that there is a quadratic equation that is coming out and there is a scope of you getting two answers for that, then that may be MSQ. Getting it? Mostly numerical answer type questions can be expected mostly. Right? MSQs chances are very less. Right? Next, answer C and D. How do you use multiplication? Which multiplication you are asking? Mom lover toss. I don't understand. Is that clear? Chalo, let's go ahead. Have a look at this one. How simple the question was. Still people got confused. The problem is with the reading. Whenever you are solving the problem, read question slowly. Don't be in a hurry, because you miss out some points which you are supposed to keep in mind. What is the question that is given over there? What is the smallest number with distinct digits? They have used the word clearly here, with distinct digits, whose digits add up to 45. So the digits must add up to 45. That is the requirement here. For the digits to add up to 45, people felt all 9s are there. So 5 9s are adding up to how much? 45. And that is looking like the smallest number among them. But what is the condition they gave? The smallest number with distinct digits. Distinct digits. So obviously this is smaller than this one. Hence your answer will be what? C. It is not B. Even though the sum of the digits is adding up to 45 here, that is not my answer, because between those two, which is smaller, I have to choose. Hence your answer has to be what? Option C. Right? Is that clear? Next, go ahead with this problem. Any doubts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, darling rickshaw, that is correct. That's right, dear. Surya Prakash, C, that is right. Ravatla video. Right. Okay. Is that clear, dear? Chalo, let's go ahead with the next problem. Coming to this topic, this is a problem that was asked in GATE from calendars problem. See, the questions that were asked from the topic of calendars is very less. Like we have seen in the last 15 years of GATE, if you check, overall number of questions we have seen from calendars is not more than 3 for all the branches put together. Right. So let's see, like still even if you do not know the topic, let us see, they can give you any topic from quant. That's the beauty of numerical ability. That's the reason why they have not mentioned like calendars, clocks and all these in your syllabus. Here nowhere the mention of calendars, clocks will be there. But in that numerical estimation, the meaning of that numerical estimation is they can give any question which is related to numericals. So time and work includes numbers in it, calendars includes numbers in it, clocks includes numbers in it. So those are considered as a part of numerical estimation only. This is one problem that came from calendars. Many people said, sir, we didn't study this topic as it was not repeatedly being asked. Okay, fine. Even if you have not studied, some questions can be answered. Keep that in mind. The only thing is you just have to have some logical thinking at that point of time. When you are under pressure, how quickly you react to a situation matters. Let us start with this now. What is the statement they have given? A person was born on the 5th Monday of February. 5th Monday of February. Generally, February will have only 28 days. 28 days are there means every week of the day appears only for 4 times. Now they are clearly saying there is a 5th Monday. There is a 5th Monday means Monday is appearing for 5 times. So the number of days in the month is not 28. It has to be more than that. That means it is understood that February month is having 29 days in that month. So maximum number of days in a February month is 29 only. When you have 29 days, then only 5 Mondays can come, provided the month is starting off with a Monday. Because if the month is starting off with a Monday, first is Monday, 8th is Monday, 15th is Monday, 22nd is Monday, 29th will also be Monday. So if there are 29 days in a month, let me show you here. If there are 29 days in a month, only first day of that month will repeat 5 times, remaining all days will come only 4 times. If the month is having 30 days, first 2 days of that month will be coming 5 times. Say suppose month is starting off with a Friday, here the month is starting off with a Friday, let us say. If it is Friday will appear for 5 times here. Friday will appear for 5 times, remaining all days will appear only 4 times. If the month is having 30 days, if the month is starting off with Friday and Saturday will appear. First 2 days will appear 5 times, remaining all days will appear only 4 times each. If the month is having 31 days, first 3 days of the month will appear for 5 times. So Friday, Saturday and Sunday will appear for 5 times. The remaining days will appear only for 4 times. This is the logic. So in a 29-day month, first day only will appear for 5 times. Remaining all days will appear for first day of that month, whichever the day it may be. It may be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it can be anything. So the starting day only appears for 5 times. If the month is having 30 days, first 2 days of that month will be appearing for 5 times. Remaining days will appear only 4 times. If the month is having 31 days, first 3 days of that month will be repeated 5 times. Remaining all days will appear only for 4 times. Keep this fact in mind, then you can easily handle this problem. Now, what is given over there? Which one of the following statements is correct based on the above information? Based only on the above information, which of the following is correct, they are saying. So, which of the following is correct means what is given over there? First, the 2nd February of that year is Tuesday. Is that correct or wrong? As I already said, the month has to start with Monday for you to have 5 Mondays. So definitely, if it is Monday over here, the 2nd of February has to be Tuesday. Hence, your answer has to be what? Option A, straight away. Right? Next, there will be 5 Sundays in the month of February in that year. That is impossible. Except Monday. If Monday is appearing 5 times, no other day will appear 5 times in a month of 29 days. Because if it is 29 days, only first day can appear 5 times. If Monday is appearing 5 times, no other day can appear 5 times. Hence, it is not correct. It will be only 4. That's why I can eliminate this. C. The 1st February of that year is a Sunday. Definitely no. First is a Monday. So, that is also not correct. Next, all the Mondays of February in that year have even dates. Definitely no. First is having even days. Next one is having, first one is having odd date. Second one is having even date. So, that is also not correct. In this calendar type problems also, you can expect MSQs. Why? I may say, 2nd February of that year is a Tuesday. There are 4 Sundays in that February month, I may say. So that is correct. This can also be correct at the same time. So in this particular case, there is a scope of you having MSQs. But here I don't have. This is only one answer question only. If they want to give, they can. Because this is a fact. If they say there are 4 Sundays in that month, that is also a fact. Then your answer will be option A is correct, option B is also correct. Getting it? So in this type of situations, you may have more than one answers. Keeping that in mind, I have checked other options also. I did not choose it and I did not stop there. I just verified other options also for the possibility of multiple solution question. Am I clear or any doubt? Any doubt? Sure, can I go ahead? Leap year. Okay, Mansur Ali, option A, right, perfect. Right dear, everyone is correct. Chalo, let's move on to the next one. Please try this, this is more interesting. Any answer? Just tell me your answer, I'll tell you my solution. There are different ways of handling it. How quickly you can handle matters here. Right here? Any answer? Chalo, let's go ahead now. A person traveled 80 kilometers in 6 hours. If the person traveled the first part with a uniform speed of 10 kilometers per hour and the remaining part with a uniform speed of 18 kilometers per hour, what percentage of the total distance is traveled at uniform speed of 10 kilometers per hour? So whenever you are having this type of problem, keep in mind, I'll tell you a simple technique that is related to mixtures and allegations. So I can solve it by using allegation and mixture. I can also solve it by using equations. First I will show you equations method, then I will take you to allegation. Equations method. As the total distance is given as 80 kilometers and the time taken is 6 hours. Now going ahead with, if the distance travelled at the rate of 10 kilometers per hour is x kilometers. At the rate of 10 kilometers per hour, if the person has travelled x kilometers, remaining should be travelled at 18 kilometers per hour. That should be 80 minus x. So the time taken over here is distance by speed plus time taken over here is distance by speed. This total time taken over here is what? 6. Solving this, you can get the value of x. As it is a numerical, it is not a numerical answer type problem. As you are having options over there, substituting the options you can check. But the problem is you are having the options which are in decimals, which is time taking. To avoid that, let's go for the other procedure. So this is one way of looking at it. I'll try to simplify it by using allegation technique over here. While you are using allegation in this type of problems, keep in mind speeds you will be writing over here. Speeds in individual cases will be written over here. One is 10 kilometers per hour, other is 18 kilometers per hour. At the center you will be writing the average speed. Average speed is what? 80 kilometers is covered in 6 hours. So average speed will be 80 by 6. That 80 by 6 is equal to, let me write it over here, 80 by 6. 80 by 6 is nothing but 40 by 3. This is 40 by 3 kilometers per hour. That's what I can say. After writing it over here, when you go for the ratio here, the ratio you are going to get here will represent the ratio of the times. Now to handle it effectively, whenever you are having fraction over here, I recommend you to go for simplifying it this way. To eliminate this 3, multiply this with 3. In order to not to have an effect on the ratio, multiply everything else with 3. That will now become 10 3s are 30, 18 3s are 54. 40 by 3 into 3, 3 gone. I am left with what? 40. This gives you the ratio of the times. Going ahead with, take the diagonal difference. 54 40, difference is 14. 30 40, difference is 10. What is the ratio of the times, dear? That is coming out to be 7:5. That is the ratio of the times taken over there. Traveling at 10 kilometers per hour and traveling at 18 kilometers per hour. And we know the total time is 6 hours. Total time is corresponding to how many parts, dear? 7 plus 5 is 12. The 12 parts is corresponding to 6 hours. If 12 parts is corresponding to 6 hours, one part it will be how much? 0.5 hours. So one part it will be 0.5 hours or half an hour, I can say. Right? Let me take it as half an hour. So if one part, if 12 parts is 6 hours, one part it will be half of that. So it will be one part, it will be half an hour. The time for which the person has travelled at 10 kilometers per hour is corresponding to 7 parts. If one part is half an hour, 7 parts it will be how much, dear? 7 into half, that will give you 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. That is the time for which he has travelled at this speed. If that is the time for which he has travelled at that speed, right? So the question over here is what? 80 kilometers in 6 hours. He is travelling for the first part with a uniform speed of 10 and the remaining at a speed of 18. What percentage of the total distance is travelled at the uniform speed of 10? What percent of the total distance? So out of the total distance, what percentage is covered at this speed? So what part is covered over there? At 10 kilometers per hour speed is travelling for how many hours? 3.5 hours. Distance covered at 10 kilometers per hour is 10 kilometers per hour he has travelled for how many hours? 3.5 hours. Means he has travelled for a total of how many kilometers over here? 10 into 3.5 means 35. Out of the total distance, he has travelled 35 kilometers at the rate of 10 kilometers per hour. If he is travelling 35 kilometers at the rate of 10 kilometers per hour, the question is, that is what percent of the total distance? That is what percent of the total distance, dear? We know that the total distance is 80. The distance covered at 10 kilometers per hour is 35. That is 35 by 80 into 100. 35 by 80 into 100. That gives you how much? You just check, that is which is the answer. So we are very much sure that 40% of this, 10% is 8, 10% is 8, 40% is 32. This is more than 40%. 50% of this is corresponding to how much, dear? 40. So I am very much sure that this 35 is lying between, 40% and 50%, 40% and 50%. If that is lying between 40% and 50%, look at the option in the range of 40 and 50. How many options are in the range of 40 and 50? There is only one option. That should be your answer. That should be 43.75%. Is that clear? Everyone? Right, dear? Next one. Look at this. This is from geometry and mensuration. A sphere of radius r centimeters is packed in a cube, in a box of cubical shape. A sphere is packed in a cubical shape box. What should be the minimum volume of the box that can enclose the sphere? To enclose the sphere, minimum volume of the box should be the height of the box and width of the box. So sphere will have a uniform height this way and this way. So uniform diameter will be there. So for you to definitely put that sphere inside a cubical box, the side of the box should be equal to the diameter of the sphere. You imagine a cubical box like this, dear. This is a cubical box. In this box, if you are willing to place a spherical ball over here, the ball that is supposed to be kept over here, inside this one will be having some value like this. That is the size. So if this is the sphere you are talking about, the height of the sphere should not exceed this one. So it should be inside this one completely, right? That should be inside that box. If that has to be inside that particular box, what is the maximum size I can take into consideration over there? For the sphere, whatever is the size of the sphere I am talking about, that is the sphere I am having. To exactly fit into that spherical box, the diameter of the sphere should be equal to the side of the cube. That means the side of the cube should be, as I know the radius of the sphere is r, diameter of the sphere should be what? 2r. The diameter of the sphere will be equal to the side of the cube. So the cube side will become, side of the cube will be equal to 2r. If the side of the cube is 2r, the volume of that box will become what? Side cube. So volume of the cube is equal to a cube. That is equal to how much, dear? 2r whole cube. 2r whole cube means that will become how much? 8r cube. Hence your answer has to be option D. Getting it? Any doubt? No, I am not taking especially 22, dear. I just have taken random questions. 23 also we have covered, not specifically 22. Right? 23 also we have shown. Next, look at this. This also I took from 22 only. Right. Going ahead with. Look at this one. It looks a bit difficult, but many people left this one thinking that it is time taking by looking at the length of the question given. But remember, it is one of the simplest problems if you know how to frame the equation. Any answer? Chalo, let me take up. The price of an item is 10% cheaper in an online store S compared to price at another online store M. That means if the price of one of the, like the price of the online store M is M, the price at online store S will be 10% cheaper than this. 10% cheaper than this means the price in online store S will be what? 90% of the price of M. That's what I can say. The store S charges rupees 150 for the delivery. There are no delivery charges for orders from the store M. That means if at all you are buying from store M, the money they are going to charge is directly the money that is printed on that. Whereas store S is charging 150 as delivery charges. A person bought the item from store S and saved rupees 100. Means the money that he is spending on item S is rupees 100 less than and the item he has purchased from S is rupees 100 less than the money he is going to spend on item M. Means item from M, if it is costing you M, item from S will cost you how much for a customer? This will cost him 90% of M, 90% of M, cost price plus delivery charges. So for a person who is purchasing the item from online store S, the money he is going to pay would be 90% of M plus 150 delivery charges. This money is still saving him 100 rupees. Means I can say that the cost of the item he is purchasing from online store M would be M. The cost of the item he is purchasing from online store S will be 90% of the cost from store M, plus there is a charge of 150 for delivery. This is still 100 less than this. The difference is given as how much? 100. That equation if you can frame, job is done. Now it is giving you how much, dear? M minus 90% of M will give you how much? 10% of M is equal to, minus into plus is minus, minus 150, send it that side, it will become plus 150. That is giving you 10% of the price from online store M is corresponding to 250. What is the cost of the item? What is the cost of the item? Now the question is what? What is the price of the item at the online store? Yes. If there are no other charges other than what is described above. So what is the price of the item? So price of the item they are asking you for. Chalo, let's go ahead with now. So 10% of M is equal to 250. M will be equal to how much? 2500. This is the price of the item from online store M. The price of the item from online store S would be what? S is equal to 90% of M. 90% of M plus 90% of M is nothing but what? There is a charge of 2250. That is the price that is displayed on online store. Yes, that is 2250. Right? Now going ahead with just a minute. Right here. So the options I just want to adjust. Right. Now let's go ahead. What is given over here? This is coming out to be 2500. The price of the item that is displayed on item like online store S is 90% of the price of M. Hence the price of that will be how much? 2250. That has to be what? Which option? Option B over there. Right here. So it is something related to what? Percentage only. It is looking like profit and loss and percentage. It is a combination of both, I can say, but there is no profit and loss over here. So if you know how to frame that percentage relation in equation form over here, you can easily manage the show. So answer should be 2250. Right here. Yes, this video will be available on YouTube in the same channel. You can watch it anytime. Right. So these are some questions that I have taken from some previous GATE exam. So it is not that difficult for you to crack GATE if you are following the methods that I have shown here. At this point of time, what best we can do is you simply go ahead with this part, the list of topics that I have already said. Along with that, you please practice previous year questions. Whatever is the previous year questions booklet that is given by the institute, you can follow that. The solutions are provided over there. Right. Apart from that, at this point of time, the next thing that you can do is, like those who are willing to go for this revision series, rapid revision series, we are starting off a new batch on 10th of January, for which we will be having daily daily classes starts at 7 AM. Right. So the revision series will start on 10th January. Those who are interested can enroll in YES Online platform directly, and you can use this, go through this QR code and register. You can use the code GATE26 to get that 30% offer on the fees. So this will help you in revising whatever you have studied, and any doubts that you are having at this point of time, you can directly clarify with the faculty. This is one you can plan to join, which will definitely boost up your preparation. That will definitely help you in gaining at least 20 to 30% of extra score than what you do